Welcome, class of HC. Like this video on your way in and comment present in the comment section below if you're here to become the best version of you. Here are the 4 steps on how to let go. Step 1. Be honest with yourself. To be honest with yourself is to appreciate that although you may be saying one thing with the way you act and speak, you may be feeling something completely different on the inside. Self-honesty is giving yourself the opportunity to consider how you truly feel and think about a situation, independent of external forces and influences. Being honest with yourself will be a major service to you in the process of letting go, because when you can be honest with how and why you truly feel the way you do, you become that much closer to understanding why and how you need to let go of what is not parallel with that truth. To be honest with yourself is to accept that no matter how far we have gone down one path, it does not mean that it was the right path, or at least not the right path for us. Think of it this way. Let's say you always loved to eat fruit candy since you were a child. However, now as a teenager, having a diet of only fruit candy is causing you to have many cavities and stomach problems. In this case, you have 2 options. You can say, I've been eating fruit candy for all these years, and nothing bad has ever really happened to me yet, and just ignore what is actually going on. Or you can choose to be honest with yourself and accept that even though you do really like fruit candy, you may need to let go, or at least slow down your consumption, and try to find something new that you can enjoy. As you can see with this example, it is either you let go and move towards your growth, or you can hold on and have the possibility to enjoy that positive experience until it destroys you in some way. Always remember, you can choose to ignore reality, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Step 2. Abandon fear. To abandon fear is to let go of the limits that you are holding on to. It is to accept that whether you like it or not, those very limits will need to be crossed if you are to ever become who you are. Think of fear as black lines on the ground, limiting your movement to the square space that you occupy. You will quickly assess that although it may seem scary at first, just because you have never crossed the black lines before, the lines on the ground are simply that, lines on the ground, meaning they are only as much of a limit to your life as you allow them to be. At any time, you can hop over them and explore the complete life and space available to you. Always remember, although danger can be very real, all fear is illusion-based. It lives in your mind and nowhere else. Abandoning fear will help you with letting go, because when you can appreciate that a life beyond what you are holding on to exists, you are that much closer to exploring that option. It is often the case where we refuse to abandon fear because we want to maintain a sense of control of who we think we are and what we think life is, because we are comfortable with what we think we know, because we fear what life would be if we did not have that understanding. But always remember, while love is curious, fear is stagnant. Think of this like holding on to a bag made of brick. It was your first bag, so you have an emotional attachment to it. But in all seriousness, the bag is impractical because it is heavy and it cannot be carried around easily, and it barely stores anything at all. Living in fear is holding on to that bag despite its inconvenience, because it's the only one you know. Fear is ignoring the fact that it is bothersome, it is really heavy, and it is very difficult to carry around. And also ignoring that you actually do need a bag to carry things if you are to make it forward on your journey. Fear wants to protect you from a reality that you do not yet know, because that reality can potentially be very scary. I mean, it's something that you don't know, right? Fear will have your mind trying to keep things as the same as possible, because if you start to know different, you will start to do different. And if you start to do different, you'll start to be different. different than what your mind already knows and is comfortable with. And that is scary. Knowing how to let go is knowing how to be okay with that transition. Abandon fear and become who you are. Step 3. Accept change. Change is inevitable. Always remember, anything that does not change is simply not alive. Just like a seed changes into a small herb and then later changes into a tree, your life will continue to change. And therefore, it is important to accept that certain people and situations in your life are temporary and are here to teach you a lesson so that you can grow accordingly. And that's it. It is important to accept that things will come and things will go. Think of this like being a student in grade 1 and passing your class with flying colors, but then wanting to remain in grade 1 forever because you like the class so much and you had such a positive experience. Even though you wanted to do that, it's important to assess its impracticality. As you age and mature, students around you are only people at that first level. So how will you ever truly grow? Therefore, you are not helping yourself by wanting to hold on to what you are comfortable with, even if it made you feel good at one time. Give yourself permission to grow and evolve without feeling guilty or shame. Make your dreams a priority. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Finally, step 4, love. Love will set you free. As previously stated, love is curious. This means that love is always trying to discover. Therefore, love will always have you grow. Where fear keeps you in a well-defined box, love wants to be more. Therefore, it encourages letting go of dated notions and perceptions, to appreciate different in order to purely discover new ways of being. To allow yourself to love is to allow yourself to become. Often, our attachment to control and fear tends to give us a false sense of security. We tend to believe that if we know all the factors in a situation, we will be able to completely control the outcome to an event or situation. However, it is important to accept that certain things are outside of our control, and the more we try to control them, the more negative our overall experience will be. In love, you are boundless. Therefore, you are able to let go and try new. Always love and continue to become who you are. Thanks for your attendance today. Before you leave class today, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you here next time on How Consultations, the how-to being true to you.